Welcome back to Eddytainment. My name's Eddie, and as you can see behind me, we're starting our day at King's Dominion. We hear a lot of things going on inside of the park, and we're here to check them out, some updates. The park just recently opened up. It's been open for a couple of weeks now as we hear Dominator going through in the background, but we hear of improved ride operations, some new food establishments opening up, and also some new food options. Let's go inside, let's check out everything, and have some fun. Hello. Thank you. And we've made it in. And I gotta say, it is a beautiful day. We were actually here yesterday and the crowds were kind of crazy today. Seems nice and steady, not too overpacked. And we've got a little update right there in the distance. I don't know if you could see it. We'll get over there in a moment. A little pro tip for you guys if you're looking at making your way to the park or getting your annual pass or anything. I think we're going to be doing a video breaking down the new annual pass system, but right now is really the best time to come visit the park. As you can see, the crowds aren't too crazy and the weather is spectacular. And our first update comes right next to the Eiffel Tower, which is the pizza spot, and the little, like the quick window for soft pretzels has reopened. Much needed, because the park food and beverage has definitely been struggling handling the crowds when it's busy. Today it's not busy, so it's not too crazy as you can see. But yesterday when we were here, it was line out the door, moving super slow. So they need all of their food and beverage locations opened and kind of work on like the methods of preparing the food, having things prepped in advance. And if you're interested, here are some of the offerings at the little quick stop window. All right, so we made our way over to Grain and Grill, and let's talk about the positives. The food, the elusive tri-tip, I've tried it now twice. Great with a little bit of sauce too, the sauces that they have in there. The mac and cheese, spectacular. Oh my God. Actually, it's really good and fresh today, but today is a slow day, right? So they're not having much demand. They're able to get you your stuff, but even on a slow day, I'm seeing the same issues that I'm seeing on the busier days. So, for example, the park's only been open for like an hour. They already ran out of tzatziki sauce. They were only able to give me this little bit right here, right? Which is kind of crazy. The park's been open for an hour and you ran out of tzatziki sauce? What type of preparation is that? All the sauces were actually done. They were all empty, down to like the very metal, right? Additionally, when things are running out, they're not preparing before it runs out. They're waiting until it runs out and then starting to cook a new batch. So chicken runs out, they tell you that it's going to be another 30 minutes before they have more chicken. Tri-tip runs out, they tell you it's going to be another 30 minutes before they have the tri-tip. So you're having to wait these unnecessary amount of times when they should have like a backup batch that once that backup batch is pulled from like the heaters, they start cooking a new batch. But that's not what's happening, which has been kind of interesting because it's happening on the very busy days. So obviously that effect is exacerbated by the amount of people that are waiting. And I've tried to get the tri-tip like 4 times now. I've only been successful getting it twice because I just didn't want to wait the amount of time that they were telling me I had to wait after waiting 30 minutes in line. But the staff has been great for the most part. The gentleman today at Grain and Grill, although I did have a little bit of a lackluster experience getting like the sauces and whatnot, the only sauce that they had, they ran out on me. The cashier, super fun, super interactive. So I think the team is picking up and jiving on what's going on and trying to make the best of it. But I think there's some leadership that's needed in the restaurants to address these things. And it's a small and easy adjustment. I used to work in the restaurant business. Now for some more updates, I give you a quick piece of advice. Download the app if you're coming to the park. It makes it a lot easier, and definitely consider one of the annual passes. We have the gold pass this year, we downgraded, but it's a hell of a bang for your buck. But a couple of updates on things coming. Very soon, we have Soak City reopening, which is May 23rd. Great water park here at King's Dominion, included in your day pass. We also have the Splash Water Parade, which is new this year. Still no date coming soon. And same thing for the show, the like Cirque show that's going to be coming. And then we have the Star Spangled Nights, July 3rd and 4th. So if you're looking for something to do for the July 4th weekend, make sure to consider here at King's Dominion. They do a pretty great show with the fireworks. All right, enough with the food. I think I was just hungry and had to get it out of my system. I think I saw the elevators going up on the Eiffel Tower. So let's see if we get our first view from up top. And it is going. Now, it hasn't necessarily been closed, but it has been down with some issues. And we've attempted now like 2 visits to try to go up the Eiffel Tower, have been unsuccessful because it keeps going down. Today, it is back up. We're gonna get our view from up top. And we've made it on top. What a beautiful view. And we pay respects to the beautiful water features here at King's Dominion. It does seem to be a little bit of a slower Sunday. It is early, so I guess the crowds could still be coming, but it's not too busy at all. And we did mention that Soak City will be reopening soon. Still no water in any of the slides, so it'll be a while, and the lazy river is still dried out, but they typically get that moving pretty quickly. I wonder if we're ever going to get a replacement for Anaconda anytime soon. But this is a great view right here. You got all the major coasters outside of Twisted Timbers. You got Racer, you got Pantherian, you got, why am I forgetting? I'm blanking right now. We got Dominator. We've got Dominator, and then we've got, oh, there we go, Rapterra, as it goes through its little loop right there. Toombili and Reptilian. And a little rocket coaster right here, a Snoopy rocket coaster. And now we are going to be making our way over to some of the rides because we mentioned ride operations are improving and why they're improving and which rides they're improving on. Well, here's a little sneak peek. Can you guess which ride I'm talking about? And look at that view in the distance. This is one of the things that makes Virginia Park so beautiful. It's like they're in the middle of the wilderness. And then there's a grizzly bear. And quick little nugget about the Eiffel Tower. This is only a replica, and it's a third the size of the actual Eiffel Tower, which blows my mind. When you're up here, this feels super high. So for this to only be a third of the height, it's pretty crazy. And I think the actual like viewing area is like 200 and something feet. The highest point on here is 300 and something. I think the actual Eiffel Tower in Paris is around 1,000 feet high. And off the Eiffel Tower, and no trip to King's Dominion is complete without an icy. Blue icy is my preference. All right, let us know your icy preference down below in the comments. But another little update, I think I've noticed that these cars, the old cars in old in Old Virginia, did they get a paint job? I don't remember them having like a fancy white one like this. And I feel like the other ones also look like they're all spruced up as well. So during the downtime, they may have gone ahead and given them a fresh coat of paint. Yeah, they definitely look a lot more fresh. Maybe they just got a cleaning, but they look sparkly. And our next update, like I said, comes in the form of ride operations improvements. Finally, we have 2 trains on Pantherian as well as Twisted Timbers, 2 of the park's most popular rides and potentially the 2 most popular rides as far as like their status. When people think of King's Dominion, they think of this ride. Pantherian doesn't really demand a long line, but lately it has, just because it's been closed so often. They've been having some serious like issues with the tires, which I don't understand why it's been such a significant problem since like last year. It doesn't seem like they had this problem post retheme. As it goes over the airtime hill and comes around, a very fun ride. And I think the retheme was done really well, but that wheel problem has been an interesting one. Hopefully the wear and tear is now less because they're running 2 trains. Should make it so that hopefully the changing of the tires is less present or noticeable, and less often as well. And Twisted Timbers, I feel like the ride-offs on there is always a little tough. So it's nice to see these two rides getting two ride vehicles on the track. And Flight of Fear remains closed, but if you look at the wait time, should be reopening in about, what's that, 35 minutes? And on that note, that's our updates from here at King's Dominion. The season here at King's Dominion is fresh and just starting. They're definitely running through some obstacles, but I think that's a early season type of thing. Some of these things, it's kind of surprising that they're running into it, like the food and beverage issues, but I think they'll get past it. I think they'll identify it. People who are visiting, the patrons, will start to bring it to their attention. And finally, we got two ride vehicles on Pantherian and Twisted Timbers, so they should be able to address the crowds a little bit better. The great thing is, I have noticed crowds are coming into the park, so that's exciting. I like to see that King's Dominion is getting the proper attention. This is a great park that just needs a little bit of change in the way that they're managing things, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we get a Winterfest-like event. That being said, they have very little time to make that decision and start to market it. So if we don't hear anything by mid-second quarter, chances are we're not getting anything this year. But fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Guys, thank you so much for coming along for this update here at King's Dominion. We will see you guys on the next one, and we do have an exciting one coming this Wednesday. We're going to be over at Busch Gardens Williamsburg doing a hard hat tour of Verbolten. We've done all the updates. You guys have enjoyed all the construction updates for Verbolten, and now we're going to be able to bring you guys along a little sneak peek. My paid Patreon subscribers are going to get the early sneak peek, so if you're interested in that, make sure to check that out. Or if you're just interested in supporting the channel, Patreon's a great way to do it. Guys, thank you so much again for coming along. I will see you on the next one, but up till then, don't forget to ask yourself, have you been edutained?